What's up? Welcome into your Buckeye Rush Hour for a Friday, July 7th, 2023. You know how we do it here. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern till about 5 o'clock. We do your Rush Hour. Hope everybody's doing well out there. July 7th, 7-7. My Uncle Phil used to drink 7-7s like they were going out of style. 7 Crown and 7 Up. Nice combination. I don't know how he drank himself to death, but anyway, we appreciate you guys being here. We're talking betting on the Buckeyes today. We've got some early betting lines, some spreads for actual games, like very important games, Notre Dame, Michigan, Penn State. So we're going to get right into it. Hopefully you guys hop in the chat. Hit me with your spreads if you agree, disagree with what Vegas has set so forth. Burp. I did it again. Somebody called me out for burping on the radio. I'm not on the radio, man. Anyway, that was hilarious. So let's get into it. Let's talk Buckeyes and get some spreads rolling here. All right. We're talking spreads. Where is it? Right here. Yep. That's it. That's a ticket. So the Buckeyes, we can get into some season win totals too, like over-unders. That'd be good. So let's go. Let's start off with season win totals actually for Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. The Buckeyes, it's set at 10.5. The over is at -115. The under is -105. So getting a little extra juice on the under there. So Vegas is kind of putting more weight on the over on the 10.5. And Michigan is also at 10.5, but heavy juice. On the under, -130 on the under. Even money on the over. So Vegas is saying 10 wins or less for Michigan. Wow. With that garbage schedule, that's shocking to me. Then Penn State, they're set at 9.5. I don't recall what the juice was on that one, but Georgia was like 11.5. So odds to win the Big Ten title. Let's just focus on the Big Ten for now. Buckeyes +160. Michigan +180, Penn State +550, and Wisconsin +700. Those are the top 4. Really interesting that Michigan is behind us again. That's interesting. So, all right, let's get into these the spreads we have for a few games. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Yeah. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. All right. So I'll check with the chat in just a minute. Let's go to week 1, game 1, Ohio State at Indiana. Buckeyes favored by 28. The juice is -110 on both sides. Over under, they have an over under for this one already at 60. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. They're looking for sounds like they think the Buckeyes are going to win like 40-20 or no, 48. 48-10, 48, 12, something like that. So that's a big number. I'm taking the Buckeyes all day long. Tom Allen is on his last rope there at Indiana. I just hope that they don't hire away Justin Fry, our offensive line coach. So I'm taking the Buckeyes on that -28. Everybody in the chat, let me know what you got. You got the Buckeyes covering that 4-touchdown spread at Indiana week 1. What's up, Temper? Good to see you. What do you think? You got the Buckeyes by 4 touchdowns against Indiana? I'm going to keep moving on, and I'll come back to you guys in the chat. Ohio State, Notre Dame. Buckeyes by 7.5 at Notre Dame. This is week 4. -115 on the Buckeyes, -105 on Notre Dame. So they think the Buckeyes are going to win by at least more than a touchdown. So I'm taking the Buckeyes with that one. I don't care who Notre Dame brought in at quarterback. I could have resurrected Joe Namath or Joe Montana. I know he's not dead yet, but there's no quarterback that can throw it to himself and move the ball down the field. They have no weapons on the outside. Okay running game. Sure, they have a tight end and a good O-line, but they're not going to be able to score with us, and their defense is not good enough to stop us. So I'm taking the Buckeyes in that one. I'm going to keep on trucking, and I'll come back to you guys in the chat as people join in. So Buckeyes cover the 7.5 points there at Notre Dame. Penn State. Now, I should probably have pulled up the fucking records here. Let me see if I can find, because the dates are somewhat important. When we play, Penn State, I believe it's late October usually. It is October 21st. Okay. And that's they don't have times yet. So Buckeyes favored by 10 at home. Penn State comes to town, minus 110 on both sides of that bet. No over under in yet. I'm taking the Buckeyes in that one too. I know that Penn State has a good running game, good old line, but Drew Aller in his first year as starter, I don't know. Do they have any receivers out there? Like a Parker Washington type or something like that. Not that I'm aware of. So their defense lost some guys last year, especially in the secondary. So I think we're going to move the ball up and down the field pretty easily. I'm not calling for a major blowout, but I bet we win by 17 at least. So Buckeyes beat Penn State. It'll be interesting to see if that's a big noon kickoff or if the Buckeyes can move that to a night game there. Probably one of the last night games of the season in Columbus anyway. So moving on. Buckeyes go to Wisconsin, Madtown. Buckeyes are favored by 9.5 on the road. I like that number. I will definitely take that number. Minus 105 for the Buckeyes, minus 115 for Wisconsin. The Badgers, you got to take the Buckeyes in that one. I know Fickle's hit the portal really hard. He's brought in a completely new coaching staff. Defense will be good, no doubt, but they just don't have enough dudes. Wisconsin, there's not a big enough transfer portal to bring in enough weapons for Wisconsin. So Buckeyes take down the Badgers I'd say by 20. Buckeyes win by 20. And don't give me the Braylon Allen crap. All right, next up, Michigan State comes to town. Buckeyes favored by 24 at home. Again, not sure what Michigan State really has. They lost a ton. Quarterbacks, best receiver. Do they have a running game at all? Not that I'm aware of. What's up with their defense? I'm not worried. So I say the Buckeyes easily cover that 24 at home, and that'll probably be a big noon. Eventually, we'll have to have these 3:30 games on CBS, mostly in 2024. But yeah, Buckeyes spank Sparty, no doubt about it. Now the big one. The spread has actually gone up a half point here in the last few months. Buckeyes going to Ann Arbor as a whore. Buckeyes are 3.5 point dogs. I'm all over that shit. I'm going to bet it again. Minus 110 to both sides. So Michigan favored by 3.5 at home in the shit house. Dude, I know we have a first year starting quarterback, no matter who it is. And I know that they have JJ coming back. They got Corum, Edwards. Go ahead and run Corum 35 times the week before. I dare you. Michigan does have a tough schedule here towards the end of the season. They've got a 3-game stretch of Penn State, Maryland, and Ohio State. So watch out for that. Maybe there's a look-ahead game for them in Penn State or Maryland. I believe those two games are away. Let me see if I can pull that up quickly. But yeah, I think the Buckeyes. Yeah, Michigan goes to Penn State on November 11th, and then they don't have a spread for the Maryland game yet. So then they play the Buckeyes 2 weeks later. So yeah, I'm taking the Buckeyes in that one, at least to cover. I think we win that one outright in a tight one. That's going to be a pucker up situation. So let's check the chat, see what's happening in here. Tipper, what's up? Daniel, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Let's see. Daniel says Ohio State covers easily against Indiana. Yep. Can't say, Timper says, can't say too many questions at QB and interior line. He's talking about the Buckeyes, too many questions. First game jitters. Okay. Timper says Penn State just plays us tough. Yes, they do, but it's in Columbus. So, and by the time late October rolls around, I'm going to feel comfortable with whoever the quarterback is, unless there's an unplanned change in the middle of the season or something. But if it's Kyle McCord or Devin Brown from week 1 to the Penn State game, I feel good about whoever that quarterback is. You're not really a first year quarterback at that point. You're definitely not by the time the Michigan game rolls around. You played an entire 11 game season. So I feel good no matter who the quarterback is. Daniel says, I got to see how McCord and the O-line play before I'm even worried about Notre Dame, Penn State, and Michigan. Okay, so taking a wait and see approach. Okay, I think you can take from these spreads that Ohio State being a favorite in everyone except for the Michigan game, that Vegas is showing confidence in Ryan Day's ability to develop quarterbacks, and I have that same confidence. So to have like the Notre Dame game already a 7.5 point spread. It's probably going to be a night game, I'd imagine. NBC is going to want that. So I've got a ton of faith in Ryan Day to develop whoever the quarterback is. I'm not taking sides because some people get all bent out of shape when I take one quarterback side or the other. So, yeah, Timper says Michigan State's terrible. Our defense has to be awesome this year. I think it will be, Timper. I'm right there. Daniel says, until McCord finds his way, I would love to see Ohio State dominate on the ground with all 5 tailbacks. Wow. Just roll them all out there, huh? Daniel says, and that would help the defense by keeping them off the field. Sure. Yeah, I see your point there. Yeah, Timper brings up Phil Steele has us anywhere from 11-1 to 8-4. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure that I thought Phil had us pretty much undefeated except for maybe one game. But anyway, Vegas tells me all I need to know. Yeah, Timper says our run game is going to be great this year. I agree. And I love Ryan Day's confidence, like we talked about the other day on the Daily Blitz. I like his confidence in this defense and he's voicing it, to anybody that will ask. He's talking about, and he's right. There's going to be times when we're going to have to rely on this defense this year. And this defense is going to be good. I'm telling you, we ran through some of the key stats the other day on the Daily Blitz, and I laid it out for you. We're not far off. Like, we are vastly improved from 21 to 22 seasons. And we're going to continue to increase. And we're not that far off from a top 5 defense in most categories, points per game, yards per game running, yards per game passing, yards per play. We're very, very close to being a top 5, easily a top 10. That should be a layup. Top 5, we're not far off. So I love that Ryan Day is putting the onus on the defense and Jim Knowles. He's saying, look, no more fucking big plays. That's not a thing. We don't allow big plays. Not 5, not 3, not 2, not 1. So putting it on the defense, there's going to be a fourth quarter that rolls around. All right. There's going to be a fourth quarter that rolls. There we go. Give me that. 1 second. We got to put this user in timeout. Not going to take any Michigan fans bullshit trying to come in here and hijack the fucking chat again. So, Sean Michael, eat it. So continuing my point before I was rudely interrupted by that asshole, there's going to come a game, a fourth quarter, where the defense is going to have to go out there and get a freaking stop, whether we're down 3, whether we're up 3, whatever it might be, up 7. You got to keep the other team from scoring. That fourth quarter is going to happen, whether it's at Notre Dame, against Penn State, at Michigan. One of these games, you like that, Temper? One of these games, we're going to have to go out there and get a freaking stop, or 2, heaven forbid. They're going to have to go out, and it's. I like Ryan Day going out there and saying it out loud to everybody, to the world. We're going to rely on the defense this year, and you kind of have to. You got to take some pressure off of that first year starting quarterback. Again, no matter who it is. So I really think that it's going to be interesting, and we're not really going to have a test the first 3 weeks. Until week 4, kind of. But I don't call that really, maybe that's a talent equated game that Ryan Day likes to say, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Notre Dame's exactly talent equated, but Daniel in the chat, he says, I don't mind telling Wolverine fans how trash Michigan is. They like that. They do, like they're a glutton for punishment. But that guy came in the chat the other day and just took it over and like hijacked it and was just posting dumb take after dumb take, like fast. Like, I don't know if like a wizard with his typing skills or whatever, but that guy was way out of line. And I'm not going to let somebody hijack the freaking chat and take it over, especially with bad takes. So anyway, so yeah, these betting lines are very interesting. What do you guys think about these season win totals? You think it's telling that the under for Michigan at 10.5 is getting the lower juice? I think that's interesting. Is minus 130, so you're not even getting even money. Typically, the typical juice is minus 110, but it's up to 130, minus 130. So you're not even getting money back, hardly. So I think it's interesting that Vegas must see something. I don't know what it is, but and then the Buckeyes are getting the over. Could just be a lot of people putting, their money on the other side. So Vegas is trying to weigh it out, even it out. Their goal is to get as even bets on both sides of a number. So you probably got the Buckeye fans betting on the over for the Buckeyes 10.5, and then everybody else is betting the under and stuff. So Jeremiah, good to see you, sir. Nice to meet you. He says Ohio State needs to go and show everyone who they play, exactly what Ohio State football is all about. Yep. Step on their necks and don't let them up. Let's go Buckeyes. Yes, sir. Well said. I agree 100%. Yeah, we need to get back to the silver bullet defense. Guys flying around, like silver bullets. Oh, Temper, you don't bet your favorite teams? You're a Tampa fan, huh? Okay. Rams, Chargers, Buckeyes. What about, are you going to bet like the Michigan season over under, or Penn State or anything like that? You're going to bet like Michigan State, Penn State, or I mean, Michigan and Penn State game, something like that. Will you put money on that stuff? Drink of water. So, yeah, Buckeyes, like Jeremiah says in the chat, need to play Buckeye football, get back to that silver bullet defense, and yeah, running the ball well. And we're going to put up points. I'm not even concerned about the offense's production whatsoever. So, what else you guys want to talk about? Anything exciting? We've got some good Daily Blitz episodes coming up. I'm going to talk about where we go as far as other options for this 2024 recruiting class, like specifically wide receiver, tackle, and then on defense, pretty much all the position groups, since we've only got a few commits on D, a handful, whatever. So Saturday will be offense, Sunday I'll talk defense, and Monday, I forget what I'm doing Monday. Anyways, we'll have some shit going on. Don't forget Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Me, Jeff, and Sean will be back together. Yeah, Temper, I see your point. I'd be a little hesitant too. He says that I have to see the Buckeyes beat the team up north first before I assume you mean before you feel comfortable betting it. But yeah, I understand your point. I like getting points, though. It's not very often the Buckeyes get points. So if they're an underdog, sign me up, man. I don't care where it's at. I don't care who the opponent is. So definitely take that. Jeremiah says, don't you feel like there's something bad in your mouth every time you say the name of the team up north? Yeah. Ohio State needs to and will win that game this year. I love the confidence, Jeremiah. I love it. It's good shit. Yeah, I agree. I just say team up north, team up north gets a little lengthy. I try to be efficient with my words, but M. Smith, if we miss on Bolden, who do we go after? Well, I'd like to be a jerk and tell you to tune in to Sunday's show, but I won't do that. I'll give you a couple names, but on Sunday, I'm going to give you a lot more detail on where we stand with them. So I will not be a jerk. Safeties. So we got Jalen McClain in the fold, but we really want 3 to 4. Probably not going to get that, but so we've got to increase the heat on Zaquan Patterson from Chaminade Prep down in South Florida. And then we got to increase the heat on Peyton Woodyard. Now, I know he's from St. John Bosco out in Cali, currently a Georgia commit, but USC is doing a hell of a job trying to flip him. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays home in LA, but we got to go after them. Those are the two outstanding guys that if we miss on Bolden, we gotta, be in their front yard doing whatever we can, and NIL is a part of this, definitely for Patterson. So this is a call to all the collectives and all that shit. You guys, if you haven't yet, you might want to hit him up. Bitch again. Jeremiah says, bitch again. Says I should call him bitch again. Okay. I used to have one of the shirts, make Michigan or bitch again. Temper, we have the kid from Ohio. What? Oh, you're talking about guys we've offered. Yeah, Reggie Powers. He's a hard commit to Michigan State. I think he's about the only safety in state that we offered. You could try and flip him, but he's only a 3-star. That's the thing. Maybe Hartford. Yeah, Hartford was in this 2023 class, right? Yeah, he's solid. I look for him to hopefully get on the field this year a little bit. But yeah, Jaden Bonsu from Jersey. Yeah, he's in this class. So we'll see. But in this 2024 class, if we miss on Bolden, we've got to crank up the heat. And, the backup plan is always going to be wait till the season starts, then, see who pops, first couple of weeks of their high school seasons, and then get out there, get an offer in their hands and try and get them on campus, for a game day, a Saturday game day for a home game. So, yeah, missing on Bolden is something I don't know, man. I just saw another crystal ball come in today for Georgia, KJ Bolden. So not looking great. I'm about 50-50 right now. That crystal ball that came in today fucking really took the wind out of my sails for the Buckeyes, but it's not over till it's over. And unfortunately, we got to wait like a whole month, so same with Aaron Scott, got to wait a month on him, but I'll get into more detail on Sunday's show regarding the defense. We're going to hit every position group and where we stand with most of those guys. And Saturday will be offense, just really receiver and tackle. Jeremiah, you're killing me. Maybe we can both say it this way: we don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan. There you go. I think you got a real toe tapper on your hands there. Yeah, Temper. Jalen McClain is the safety we have in the fold right now from Jersey. I like him too. 4-star. He's good. He's a good one. So it would be nice to get a 5-star in the secondary, especially at safety. After missing out on Caleb Downs last year. What blows my mind is he's probably going to start as a freaking freshman for Bama. He's that good. But yeah, now that we've got NIL mostly ironed out and we can compete with a lot of teams. Didn't work with Marquise Lightfoot. I know that on Monday, but at least we're in the discussion, the final two, it turns into a bidding war at some point, and at least we're in that bidding war. Last year we didn't even make it to the freaking table. We were, for the DNs, Keeley, Wilson, and Uyunglele, we were just out there. Yeah, we do need to pay Bolden. I agree with you, M. Smith. Collectives, I hope, are out there doing their job, So, all right, boys, it's 5:00 somewhere. I'm gonna go pour a shot. So appreciate you tuning in. As always, please check out the community here on YouTube. Hit that community tab. I've got a ton of posts in there. I'm constantly posting. It's just like a message board, photos, messages, a lot of recruiting talk. So check it out. But I appreciate you guys. I'll see you Sunday night. And don't forget about the Daily Buckeye Blitz. Please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And hit the like button and notifications, whatever, all that stuff. So I'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.